Oh hello, it's that time again. It's time to discuss how my channel is doing. And honestly, after a year and a half and 150 videos, I can no longer call myself a new YouTuber. But what I can, however, still call myself is a small YouTuber because I have not exploded in size. In fact, we are behind the average for monetizing in YouTube land because that usually happens at about the 150 video mark for most people, but not Minecraft. I don't know what the actual average is, but given that Minecraft generates trillions of views, I'm actually pretty happy with how things have turned out so far. So let's go over the stats pretty quickly. When I first did this, at my 6-month mark for 50 videos, I had about 1,500 views total. Not amazing, but I had just started and frankly, I had put out some really terrible videos. I don't think that surprises anybody. And I had a relatively small number of subscribers, which also is not a surprise, because it was mostly front-loaded with people I already had known prior to starting making videos. So the couple brave few of you who joined me this far back in the journey, thank you. When we hit the 100 video mark at about a year, I had grown significantly. That was around the end of the year, and I was up to about 7,000 views, which was pretty significant growth, and I had pretty much doubled my subscribers. But you know, 0 times 2 is still basically 0. We were up to 63 subscribers though, which again is very nice. It was very nice. And those of you who joined me there, also, thank you very much, because I still don't think I had quite peaked yet. It was still pretty much squarely in the learning process for me there. And I appreciate every last one of you who's been with me this long. And now, at the 150 video mark, a year and a half later, we have significantly grown. We're up to about 19,000 views as of the recording of this video, which isn't quite the exponential growth I had been hoping for compared to the 50 and 100 video growth period, but it's still very good. And our subscribers have more than doubled. We're almost up to 150. And frankly, that was almost all backloaded in the last 2.5 months or so. Basically, at some point right after I finished the Enigmatica series, I started growing significantly, partially because I started doing what I refer to as funnel content and not just making serialized Let's Plays. But we are doing fairly well, given that I only put out 2 videos a week. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with the progress of my channel. Now, I have had some interesting things happen in the relatively recent past couple of weeks, because we have had quite a few new things tried. One of which was I made a short. And if you saw it, well, you probably found it from my playlist, because it turns out shorts have an immensely, distressingly fast burn time. I uploaded that video at my normal time at 9 a.m. Pacific in the United States, and it had peaked about 15 minutes in. It started getting views at a rate I have never seen happen in any of my videos, which doesn't really surprise me, but it was kind of horrifying to watch it immediately plateau. And then it grew for like a little bit more for about 2 hours, and then now the only people who are finding it are watching it on my playlist. But that's fine. That was an experiment. I now have a slightly better idea what I should do, and well, the lesson learned is I need to make better videos. That was not the only thing that's happened. Also, a couple of weeks ago, I noticed something weird happening in my analytics, and I took a look at the suggested videos list, and I saw a video name that I recognized, and not one of the normal ones in my suggestions. It was actually Fwip's video, one of the members of the Empire's SMP server, and I noticed that I got quite a few impressions out of it, but not very many views. But this is relevant because this caused me to look at my suggested videos more. Because I started going through the list, and for whatever reason, that week, right as Empires was doing a collab with Hermitcraft, I started getting hits all across the board from most of the Empires and Hermitcraft members. And that was staggering. It didn't really get me any growth because it wasn't really driving views, but just to be listed in a suggested video sidebar on the likes of Mumbo Jumbo or Green, the actual titans that I stand in the shadow of, that was mind-boggling. So that was a really exciting week. It hasn't really repeated. I'm still getting some. It's mostly linking me to Hypno now, which is that's fair. He's the current reigning champion for Enigmatica series, so it does not hurt to be linked to him, and that's all fine and dandy. I'm perfectly happy with that. But we've also been growing dramatically within the last couple of weeks to an extent that I was not prepared for. At some point, and for some reason I still can't entirely figure out, YouTube started treating me like I'm an actual person who's making actual videos. My traffic has somewhere between doubled and tripled, if not more. My view counts have gone way up. It happened shortly after I created a Discord channel, probably completely unrelated to that. I honestly don't know, but I'm definitely going to be showing on people's homepages now. So that is exciting because I've gone from probably an average of 40 to 80-ish views a day to 160 to 200 plus, which that doesn't sound like much because I'm a tiny channel, but to me that's humongous. And it's absolutely baffling. So we'll have to see if it keeps snowballing or not through the end of the year, because this happened in what is considered to be the absolute worst months for YouTube, September and October. All the common sense stuff people say is that your numbers are going to drop precipitously in those months, and it's going to be awful. So that has not been my experience the last 2 years. The last 2 years, those have been my highest spikes in growth. So I'm going to consider it a good thing. We'll see how we close out the end of the year. It could be exciting for me, or it might not. It might just be really boring. I don't know. But we're going to continue on through that and be pretty happy with how that turned out. And in related news, I think most people watching this are aware that I completed the Enigmatica 2 Expert mod pack, which was actually a huge deal for me because not only did I film it and not only did I finish it, it's the first mod pack that I've actually played to completion, and I chose to do it with a fairly large one, which may not have been the smartest of ideas, but I completely followed through on my plan and finished this out. And I'm actually really super proud of myself because of that. So thank you every person who watched that series and followed me on my journey. I know the beginning of it was kind of rough, and I know there were a lot of lessons learned in the process, but I appreciate everyone who's watched and enjoyed the series. Thank you very much. Now that said, I'm still working on Glacial Awakening, and we are not finished with that. We are only through the first 2/3 of the book now, with the remaining 2 chapters to go, as well as the bonus chemistry section, which I may or may not do. I don't even know at this point yet. But we're making decent progress through this, but we also do have some other things that we're starting up. Like, I've started doing tutorials. I don't know how that's going to turn out. It may turn out I'm actually awful at doing tutorials. We'll have to give it a try and see. I've got a few more ideas planned out to go for those. The other new thing is that I started a Discord server, and it's relatively small right now, but it involves a lot of the nicest people I have met that have been helping keep me sane through my run through Enigmatica in the comment section previously, and a few others have joined since then, and I appreciate all of the conversations we've had about Minecraft over the last couple of weeks. It has been extremely helpful in keeping moving forward. We've also possibly been discussing starting up a community server in the somewhat near future. I was thinking maybe near the end of the year, the latter half of December for winter break for most people. I'm not sure if we're going to do it yet. If you have opinions, maybe hop over into the Discord channel and pass it along. We haven't really nailed down anything yet, nor have I actually done any of the work that would be necessary to do this. But these are all ideas for the potential future and things we're going to keep trying. And hopefully we'll see some success over that. Anyhow, I hope this was at least helpful to somebody who might be watching this to understand how things work as a small-time YouTuber, because progress is slow. I always knew going in that this was going to be a several-year journey, and that this was not going to be done quickly. And so far, it's been enjoyable. I've actually been having quite a lot of fun doing this so far, and we're going to have to pick a new pack to play pretty soon, and I'm not even sure what to do yet. But that's a problem for tomorrow's Ard, because right now it's time to call it a night. So I hope this was enlightening to somebody. As always, I'm Ard. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.